But I think that Reguilon's defending, his individual one-on-one, like man-to-man defending, is better than kind of his structural defending. And what Jose Mourinho's done this season has been incredible. I really do. I will continue to eat crow. I am totally on board with this. I think it's interesting to talk about them as a whole. They have the best defense in the league. The only team that scored more goals than them is Chelsea. They've been outperforming their expected goals by nearly 5. Part of that is because Son and Kane have been absolutely on fire. And Kane also has 9 assists already, which is a wild number this early into the season. And part of that is also because Son is also converting some chances that most players wouldn't convert this season so far. And they're flying. And I mean, like, beyond Kane and Son, who have like this cerebral understanding that is almost invisible to everybody else, but it's visible to them. They also have been getting contributions from defensively, really good defensive contributions from Sissoko. And Ndombele had an amazing pass in this game. And Reguilon too, who's been in a game like this. Reguilon won't get up the field as much, and he didn't. He had to really pick and choose when he ventured forward. So this game, in a lot of ways, is a little bit of outlier. And this one was interesting also because you get to see him tested defensively quite a bit. But one of the things I thought about this and that Jose Mourinho dodged and Tottenham dodged was that Reguilon basically had to keep both De Bruyne and Mahrez in check. And I don't know if there's a more difficult assignment in world football to keep those two players in check. And I thought it was extra difficult too because often he was by himself in doing so. And I think part of the reason that Tottenham got a little bit lucky in this situation is because Manchester City just didn't seem to recognize that. Those two players were often open and Reguilon was spread thin, and the rest of the backline was kind of spread thin and collapsing on the strong side. And if that ball was switched to there more often, I think they would have taken advantage of that, which they didn't. But one of the things I thought Reguilon did really well, anytime Mahrez, even De Bruyne, even Kyle Walker, when he got up the field, they would size him up and try to just take him one-on-one, and Reguilon came out on top every single time, and they just couldn't beat him. So I think his man-to-man defending was really impressive to me.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think, did you see, just kind of quick switching gears from the game quickly, Jose Mourinho with more funny content
Instagram
on
gold?
Instagram.
Yeah.
With
the ham,
the $500 ham. Yeah.
I also, and then I went on a deep dive in his Instagram, and like all of his content is gold. There was one.
It is.
There was one. It'll take me 2 seconds to bring it up. So I'm just going to bring it up. But it just feels like it's not run by him. It's like run by like a 13-year-old kid who just knows all of the memes and like how to make people like resonate with it. There's one where he's just sitting on the couch, like with a grin, eating like a box of something. Like, I don't know what it is. Chips, I think. And his caption is, "When you win, but you don't play especially well." Like, just like calling out his own team's performance on Instagram, like such a meme page. One other off-topic-ish thing is the benefits of not having crowd noise. There was that in the first half where De Bruyne is yelling at the linesman on the corner flag, and he goes, "Look where the fucking line is," to the linesman really loud. And then, like, there's just silence, and the commentator doesn't say anything. Like, a minute later, Peter Drury has to come out, and he says, "If that was offensive, our apologies." just 2020
That's
things.
amazing. I didn't hear that. I don't think that was. I don't know if that. What feed were you on?
I don't know. I was just watching on DAZN. It was the Peter Drury feed, and just to make sure I wasn't hearing things.
I didn't have that.
Okay, just to make sure I wasn't hearing things, I went and searched literally verbatim. Look at where the effing line is on Twitter, and there was like already so many posts about it. Granted, I actually watched it
That's
2 days
amazing.
later, so it's not like it was immediate, but it was a funny thing. So yeah, sorry. Back to the game.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Anything else from Reguilon that you
amazing.
found it interesting, or the game itself?
Well, I mean, you kind of touched on it. Just how Harry Kane continues to be deployed and how he's used, and just the way 9 assists is just incredible, and he's still scoring goals, and he's I think I saw someone tweet out about how Harry Kane's kind of playing that false nine role, and has devastated Pep Guardiola, the one who kind of brought it to its peak with Messi, and it was an interesting subplot to that game.
If I may, I would like to give you a couple of premature just observations or comments or whatever. And to some, this won't be premature, actually. I would be shocked if like almost 100% of the people don't agree with at least some of this. I think we should really push to bring Reguilon back somehow next summer. I don't know what it takes. I don't know what kind of negotiations take place with Levy, but just find a way. The second thing is, we all kind of, when Bale went to Tottenham, we all thought that was the end, and it may still be the end. But I think maybe we, or at least I, maybe thought too confidently that it would work at Tottenham and Tottenham would want him back. But I don't know if Tottenham will necessarily want him back by the end of this. And if they don't, he's back here. Just something to keep your eye on.
Yeah, and I think, again, I think it often comes down to the wages as well. I think, is Bale really worth it to be this rotational squad piece with his wages? Because even with them cut in half or whatever it is, whatever the split is that Real Madrid's covering, he's still one of the best paid players at Tottenham. So does it really make sense for them to use those funds for a player that's not even in the starting 11?
Yeah.
So that's my concern as well. I think both of your takes there are valid and fair, and I'm with you. I want to see Reguilon back. I don't think Real Madrid can afford another season, and it hurts to say this, but we can't afford another season of Marcelo playing that role.